Right now, we have with us somebody who says that she's a mathematician. And whenever we interview mathematicians, we feel a sense of awe because most of us could never get the hang of mathematics. So to talk to people who love mathematics, it's always a pleasure. We have with us Dr. Jyoti Thanvi. She's an assistant professor. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Dr. Jyoti.
Thank you, Professor Mathu. It's really a pleasure to be here, and I'm thankful for you to have given me this opportunity. Uh, First, I would like to introduce myself that I'm a statistician by profession, and by heart, I'm a social scientist. So I want to use statistics in a manner that it can bring us change in the society, for anyhow it can help. So, in a way, I've been doing it in the classroom, not outside the classroom. So, I won't introduce myself as an activist or somebody who is working on the ground to bring the change. But yes, I'm working in classroom almost from last 25 years. Started teaching in around 1999 in July from Jaipur. And meanwhile, I was pursuing my PhD as well. So, I was teaching part time and I was doing my PhD. My research area was biostatistics and I was working with medical statistics and medical data. So since that, I've been teaching in almost different kind of colleges and different kind of universities in Jaipur or around. In 2017, I moved to Madhya Pradesh to join a central university, and I worked there as assistant professor in Department of Statistics for almost 5 years. Meanwhile, I got an opportunity to join University of Birmingham by LinkedIn networks and the other things. And I'm here in Dubai from almost 1.5 years. But I do have varied interest. One, that I belong to a different family of social scientists, educators, journalists, and the other kind. The people who were there on ground to bring change in the society. But I was always in the classroom and teaching statistics, which is totally a different subject than social science. But I always try to connect statistics and numbers so that they can present the reality of the ground. And I'm still looking for some of the good papers on which I can work and I can bring the differences where people cannot see. What you project is totally different than what is actually data is saying.
Yeah.
So it's very easy. It's very easy to manipulate the data or manipulate the fact or say things according to your own choices, your own convenience. But when a person like who was already trained in statistics and will sit on that data and will bring out certain other facts which were not visible easily by other people. So I would always love to have those kind of things which can tell people that where are the gaps. So this is this is how I've been working, and initially I remain in teaching for almost 17 years. Then there was a time when I thought that I am not happy to work with profit making organizations. It's not a right place for a person like me to work with them. So I shifted to the administrative state statistical services of Rajasthan and joined as assistant director and secretariat. I remained there for 1 year. And then later on, I realized that working as an officer is always dealing with files. And I'm somebody who always wants to deal with human stuff where there is a possibility, there is a connect. When you connect with people, then you can convey what you exactly want. So then I left that job only in 1 year and I moved to Amarkantak after that, which was a remote area in terms of resources and in terms of reachability. I used to drive for 18 hours from Jaipur to reach Amarkantak. Otherwise, I have to wait for trains which were, not daily, weekly, or twice a week. So either you have to wait for the connecting, right kind of connecting trains, or you have to drive. But still, I chose to be there because I wanted to teach those students who really need education. Who need education is a very important question. People who are, like right now when I'm teaching, students are coming from very, very good backgrounds. And if I won't teach them, they will get education anyways in any this institute or any other good institute. But in those remote areas, delivering education and quality education is a real concern. And I'm happy that working there in Amarkantak for 5 years, I could teach statistics in a manner that we could place multiple rural students coming from the tribal and rural belt. They all are placed now in a very good companies. So that was my concern. I'm still looking forward to go back to India and teach in that those kind of institutes again. This is I took it this opportunity as as a mean of knowing and learning more, so that I can deliver and more in a better way. So
Okay.
I'm here to.
Can I just ask you a question? Was there a college there? Which district is this?
This is district Anuppur, and my university was in Madhya Pradesh, and my railway station was Chhattisgarh. So it is on the Chhattisgarh border, and the name of the university was in Indira Gandhi National Tribal University.
Okay.
And
Right.
why it was tribal? Because it was in a tribal dominant belt.
Yeah.
It was same status which any central university can have in India, same reservation policies, nothing special for tribals, but it was in a tribal dominant area, so the name given by the authorities initially, that Indira Gandhi National Tribal University.
Okay. So it's in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh.
Yeah, it is in Madhya Pradesh, and it was the second central university in Madhya Pradesh, which is generally a rare phenomena.
Okay.
Every state having one central university is more than sufficient. So, but Madhya Pradesh could have it because Madhya Pradesh was a larger, state, and when, but later on, it is now Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. But earlier, it was a very large state. So there are two central universities. One is in Sagar, and another one is in Amarkantak.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it was
Yeah. Okay. Good. No, I didn't recognize the name because I thought I could know the names of Rajasthan, but I couldn't get it because it's not in Rajasthan. Okay.
Yeah, it's not in Rajasthan. It is in
Right.
Madhya Pradesh. And when I left job from Sachivalaya, distance from my place to Sachivalaya was 1 kilometer, and I moved to Amarkantak. The distance was 1100 kilometer.
Yeah.
People raise multiple questions. People raise not multiple questions, not only from me, from my husband as well, that what kind of decision she has taken. She is leaving a job only for which is only 1 kilometer away from home, and she is going to a place which is remote area. She is going for a place, but that was my passion. I never have been in teaching, and I've realized later on that I can only become a teacher, nothing else.
Right.
And working as an officer in a secretariat won't give me any pleasure, and later on no learning experience, though staying in Sachivalaya also, kept on writing the research papers. I presented my research papers in different conferences, but then I thought that this way it won't work, so I
Yeah.
left and I went to Amarkantak.
Okay.
And if it comes to my story, it's a very different story. I've been to a vernacular medium student because my father was a staunch Gandhian, and he was fellow in Southampton and multiple universities, but he always wanted us to see the real India. So he sent us to all government schools. So I'm a school from, you can say, Tatpatti wala school. People won't even now recognize that what does it mean.
I
But
can recognize.
yeah, but I attended those schools, and now I'm working with the University of Birmingham, which is a totally different experience from
So
that.
where did you go to college?
In Jaipur itself, Maharani's College. That is
Ah,
again a government college. So I always studied from government institutions,
okay.
right from early schooling to my PhD, all in Rajasthan. Because although my family was a family of educators, but still it was a Rajasthan Brahminical family, all patriarchal conditions, restrictions. Girls cannot move out from the city. So I never thought of leaving Jaipur. And then I got married to Jaipur itself. My husband was in Jaipur. So I never thought that I should move out of Jaipur. But when I was working with Sachivalaya and government sector, I have realized that this is not the right place for me to work. And I should move out from the Rajasthan. I should move out to a right place where I can really contribute to the society. And I this is my mentality because of probably my father. Because when I started teaching in 1999 in Kanoriya College, Jaipur, my salary used to be very less. And my father, when I used to, complain about it, my father used to tell me that you have taken a lot from the society. Now this is the turn to revert back to the society. So don't look at your salary, what you're getting. Look at what you are doing. And he always suggested me that being a mathematician and statistician, people love to have tuitions, private coaching centers. So never do it in your life. If you start doing that, you won't become a good teacher. You won't become a good researcher. So don't concentrate on earning, coaching centers, tuitions. away from these things. So that was, I think, that kind of training which I had in my early childhood that made me what I am today. And the way I think, the way I look at the society, the way I like to contribute back towards the society, that all comes from my background.
Okay.
And yeah, and I always say that what I am, if you minus statistics from my personality, it was only my mother and father and my family.
Okay. All right.
So they yeah. So because my father was from literature, education, the whole family is a family of social scientists and like that. I'm only a statistician due to my grandfather.
Yeah.
He was a teacher, school teacher, and he taught me mathematics at very early child. You know, when people used to play around, I used to sit with him and play with numbers.
Okay.
And that made me good with numbers, and I started loving numbers, and then I became a statistician. So
Mm.
this is how I became a statistician. But by heart, I'm a social scientist in a wrong profession, you can say, probably. But I would love to use statistics and numbers in which can bring out some real facts from the data and show the real picture.
Okay. Wonderful. That is certainly. But what made you go to Dubai?
Uh,
I mean, it's
it was just
quite a shift from that place in Madhya Pradesh to Dubai.
there are multiple reasons, Professor Mathur, that I started teaching in 1999, and I had to leave a job from Vanasli Vidyapit in 2007. It was a shift in my career. Working with the Vanasli Vidyapit was a different kind of experience, and then I had to leave the job because I delivered a boy of 1.6 kgs having a hole in his heart.
Yeah.
So my family didn't allow me to go to the rural area with that child, and I
Yeah.
had to leave the job. And in 2010, there was a new regulation came into existence, and there was another one UGC regulation came into existence in 2016. So my career become like, it's like snake and ladder. I was here and then I went back, and so I never got a right position in India. So after teaching for almost 20 years, having a 20 years old PhD, I remain assistant professor. So
Yeah.
dissatisfied at some at a point. So when I moved to Amarkantak, I decided that I won't move without having a better designation now. I won't move. So I was waiting for a right time. But after joining Amarkantak in 1 year, there was a COVID time. So almost 2 years were, there were no interviews, no selections, no recruitments. And then I was just waiting to right time. I was applying here and there. And anyhow, I got a LinkedIn message from our global head HR that we do have openings with us and they are suiting with your profile. You can apply. I ignored that message. I thought that maybe something spam and I'm not interested in going to Dubai, and I didn't even apply. Then again, I've got a message after 1 month that we have extended the dates. If you have not applied, please apply. So then one of my colleagues, because all assistant professors in the university were 10 or 15 years younger to me. So one of them was very enthusiastic. He told me, okay, give me your laptop. I'll apply for you. We'll sit together and we'll apply. So he applied. I got an interview call, selected. Then I was not willing to come and I was reluctant to come. And I said, I will go only when I'll get a leave. I'm not going to leave this job and I'm not going to leave this place because Amakantak is a very, very beautiful place. It is on the height of 3,000 feet. Three rivers are originating from Amarkantak. Lush green area. Narmada uh, is also originating from that place. So it's a very beautiful place. So I said I will go only when I'll get the leave. So fortunately, I got the leave for 3 years as well, which is known as EOL in UGC terms, extraordinary leave. So when I'll be back, I'll get the seniority same, all three
Right.
years seniority. So that why, so it happened just, it was not my plan. And when I know that I knew that it is a good university, and if I'll come, I'll get good exposure. And really, I'm learning a lot of things with UK setup and UK colleagues. And it's a good experience to work with people who have studied in Cambridge, Oxford, Leeds, because I was somebody who never left Jaipur. So
Yes.
for me, good institutions were always a dream.
Mm.
I was wanted to always, to study in JNU or DU or any good institute in India, but I didn't get the chance and opportunity to work there or to study there. But when I got this chance, and Amarkantak and Jaipur, that commute used to be 18 hours. Either I have to drive or I have to go by a train, but the minimum commute time was 18 to 20 hours. So my husband told me that he's in Jaipur. He told me that the way you will reach in 3 hours from Jaipur. So what is the harm in going there? So it was like less time I reached to Jaipur. That is also one thing that commutation time is reduced, and now I'm in a very approachable position. I can go to Jaipur anytime whenever I want, and I reach in 3 hours. So
Yeah.
that is one thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
logistically, it's a better place than Amakantak, and getting good exposure, right kind of people around, good academic environment. Right now, the present scenario in Indian academia is not very. I cannot appreciate that. So that way, I think that it's better to be here for some more time and till the things get settled down. And
Okay, by the way, how's your son doing?
he's doing good. He's here with me now. He's in the way.
The heart issue was resolved?
No, yeah, that was resolved. And that was due to the reason that I was a diabetic, so having diabetic mother, always there are issues in child's, health. So, but he's a footballer now. He's
Oh,
playing on
okay.
ground, and yeah,
Yeah.
he's in class 12 now.
Yeah.
But my journey was like, very strange journey and very difficult roads, being a Marwadi Bahu, remaining in Parda even for some time.
But tell us about that.
Uh, I actually am a Brahmin from a Brahmin family of Rajasthan, upper class Brahmins, Jodhpuri Brahmins. We belong to a small town near Jodhpur, that is Falodi. But I was in Jaipur throughout my. So when I got married, there was a huge difference from my family to that family. So my family was a very progressive. They were the people who were bringing change, and when I came here, they were reluctant to have change. So that was a shock for me, and it took almost 5 years to get settled with that marriage. But by God's grace, I could manage that due to my mother-in-law. That she was also working woman, and my husband was also very considerate, and I can say that he's a man with not a lot of academic training, but he is somebody who has a true sense of education. So he was somebody, initially it was difficult to convince him, because it is always difficult for a girl to convince the traditional families that even in spite of the fact they are coming from a very good families, but they can be humble, they can be down to earth. So generally people get scared by your family background, that you are coming from such a background, such high degrees, PhDs. So, people treated me not well initially, and I had to prove myself, and my lot of energy went into that, proving myself to my own family that look, I'm somebody who can cooperate, who can consider, I'm a considerate person. But anyhow, that time has passed. But I remain in Parda for some time. I used to cook for 20 people, 30 people, 40 people in a day, in a time. And I have to serve multiple people, in spite of the fact that I'll be having a class in morning, MSc mathematics or mathematical science at 8 o'clock. And nobody is bothered about it that I am having a lecture. And being a teacher, I used to sleep 12 o'clock and I used to get up at 4 o'clock to prepare my lecture. And then I used to commute to Vanasli Vidyapeeth, which was again 2 hours journey from Jaipur. Either I used to drive or I used to go by bus. But what I did that, in spite of all these odds, I never left job. I kept on changing as convenient to the family situations, but I never left a job. I never sit at home. I've decided that I'll keep on working. Although my career was not a very good career, because all my contemporary people are now deans and professors and in very good positions in India, I couldn't get that due to multiple reasons. But now I'm happy that I'm in a place where I can find a true academic environment. My colleagues are truly academic in nature. I'm learning, I'm teaching multidisciplinary courses, I'm interacting with international students.
Mm, mm.
I could go to UK campus as well. I could visit to Oxford due to this exposure only. So these are the things which might have any girl from Rajasthan coming from a tradition family could have not even, you know, even I have never dreamed of that one day I'll go to Oxford and see that how it look like. So for me that so I don't know for how long I'll be here. I may go back soon. I may go back in some time. but I'll go back for sure. I'll
Okay.
go back for sure. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Is there any advice you have for young people? I mean, you are teaching, you have taught for so long, but what advice would you have for like people 15, 16, 17, 18 years old? Just general, some advice based on your, especially for girls, I would say, based on your, experience as a traditional Bahu and then coming out of it. So what would you say?
I would say that keep calm and quiet, keep on working, do what you like, put your foot down. No need to become violent, no need to become every time revolutionary, but keep on working slowly or gradually, move towards your goals. And don't look for, generally what is in young students that we still in India, we are in rat race. Everybody wants to become an engineer, everybody wants to send them to colleges. But I would say choose anything which you like. My father used to tell us that if you want to look a sandstone, look it with passion. And he used to give us an example of Salim Ali. That Salim Ali was a bird watcher. He used to sit on trees and he used to watch birds. But that passion made him Salim Ali.
Yes.
So to become what you want, you need a passion for, and do what is your passion. Because I have seen, I have worked in engineering college, and I've seen students who were there in engineering colleges, but that was not their passion.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, they become something else. I
Mm-hmm.
know multiple students who become theater artists later on, they become filmmakers later on, they become photographers later on. So, okay, so it means their 6 years, 7 years of their life, they'll spoil in a profession which they never liked. So choose very, very, and at that, and in that situation, you have to be a bit courageous and putting your foot down and say that I want to do this. And for girls, I would say that there is a long way to go. Still, people will say there is equality, this, that. I won't say that. It will take a long time in India that girls will really get equal opportunity. No, they don't. Even in a family very highly educated, they educate their girls only to get married. So that is okay, that is something,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
Uh,
which is okay
yeah.
for.
Let me just chime in there. I think the marriage market can no longer accept non-educated bahus. Now
Yes,
the marriage market wants people who are women who are educated, partly in case there's a family income need, and partly because they think that the grandchildren will be better if they have an educated mother. This is my opinion, so I'd just like to ask what you think about it.
no, I know, and but education is totally different thing. Getting your girls educated because of the marriage market is not the right idea, and that is not the idea which will give them the until unless you will make them independent, until unless you will make them sensible, until unless you make them strong, that marriage market will anyhow going to exploit them later or sooner. So prepare your girls so that they should not be exploited by people. They should not also exploit, because I'm somebody who believes in feminism, but I can see the reverse feminism as well. Feminism never says that your rights are important and rights of the other people is not important. It is about equal rights. So everybody should get the equal rights. Marriage is an institution where love and compassion and care is the most important. How the power works, that shouldn't operate in marriage. Marriage is a place where care, concern, and love, that should be the only ultimate goal. But anyhow, the kind of patriarchal society we have, there is a power structure in marriage itself. And until unless the girls will understand that and will try to learn how to tackle that, that is very important. Preparing, because I've seen girls getting educated, getting BTech and MTech, and then not doing anything. uh, okay, it's not always necessary to work. It's not always necessary to work and earn, but continuing education is important thing. When you stop
Mhm.
learning after coming into marriage, that is something very sad.
Okay.
That is very, which I feel that that is not a good idea of having educated bahu just
Yeah.
to show people that we have an educated bahu and she is serving food for us.
Yeah.
that is something not a very good idea, and I don't appreciate.
Okay. Anything else you want to add here?
I think we can keep on talking on multiple issues,
Go
because
ahead.
uh, Professor Mathur, one thing which I would like to emphasize, that we cannot have a better world until unless we have equal rights for everybody. Either it is a woman or a Dalit or somebody from different religion. So I always wish and dream that we'll have a world where we'll have society in which there will be justice for everybody. And that day I will say that we are educated. Until unless we are not calling ourselves an educated person and still discriminating in the classroom, discriminating in the society, discriminating in the family, we are not educated. We shouldn't call ourselves educated till the date when we start justifying everybody's role and presence. So I want to have a society in which we have the equal rights for everybody around,
Okay.
and a better world. I dream for a better world.
All right. Good. Thank you so much. So I think we can end it here today. And
Yes.
let me say bye to all the viewers. I'll be back with an expert or a young person soon. Till then, bye, everybody.
Thank you.